You're posting the same thing on every platform and wondering why it only works on one of them. Stop doing that, because every platform has a personality. And if you don't match it, you're just talking to yourself. Now, today I'm going to break down the 6 major platforms. Well, it's a 3-parter, so I'm going to break it down into 3 parts, 2 in each one. Now, I'm not saying that don't post the same thing on all platforms. I'm saying let's be careful, because each one stands for something different. What each one actually does best and how you should show up on each one of those, so you can stop wasting your time and start connecting with the people a lot better. I'm Tristan, 22 years in real estate, 12 years running Lab Coat Agents, a community of over 500,000 real estate agents, 6 years at a Brilliant Tribe, our coaching company, and 1 year with Y Realty, the national brokerage that we've been building here in the United States so far. Now, I do all of this to help you grow your business, regardless of where you're at: team, broker, independent, larger mega agents, single agents, just starting off. It doesn't matter. We cover it all. So I want to help you today. I post content every single day on all the platforms, well, the major platforms. And most of the time it's me. I've got a team. They help me out as well. And I want you to get better at this, because I'm not doing this in theory. I'm doing this in practice. And I've learned along the way, not only from working with Facebook and Instagram, but from actually doing it and getting business from all of this. Here's the simplest way I can explain it to you. You wouldn't talk to someone at a dinner party the same way you'd pitch them in a boardroom. Same person, different context. That's what's happening across all of these platforms. Your audience might overlap, but the way they want to hear from you changes depending on where they are. And let's start with the one everyone thinks they already understand: Facebook. And I know what you're thinking. Well, maybe I know what you're thinking. Tristan, is Facebook even still relevant? The answer is yes. It's the 3rd most visited website in the world, but it's not the way it was relevant 10 years ago. And that's actually fine. The real power of Facebook today is not your personal profile as much. It still is, but not as much. It's not your business page for sure. It's groups. Facebook groups. That's where people are. They're gathering all around Facebook groups, sharing interests, asking real questions, and connecting with other people that like what they like, right? It's all about having that real conversation in a community setting full of people that are similar to you. It's a place that makes you feel like you belong. And if you're not leveraging groups, you're missing the entire point of modern Facebook. I mean, who's actually on Facebook? Well, it skews a little older, 30 to 65 plus, and that's a massive range. But these are people who still check Facebook as part of their daily routine. They comment, they engage, they share, and once you earn their attention, they're surprisingly loyal. So how do you use it? Well, you lead with groups. You lead with groups and a little bit on the personal side. Hopefully you're showing up on the personal side, posting things that engage the audience that you're trying to attract, but it really is all about groups right now. And whether you run your own or you're actively showing up in others, really depends on how you want to run with this. You can do either or, you can do both. Post things that invite discussion, ask questions, share stories, give your take on something, and invite people to weigh in. Now, obviously, it has to do with whatever the Facebook group is about. You don't want to talk about something that just doesn't fit into that type of Facebook group. And Facebook rewards content that generates comments. So write things people actually want to respond to. Your business page still matters, but it's kind of like for credibility. And for running ads, obviously, if you're running the personal on professional mode, you can run ads there, but you're not going to find a lot of people running with their business page on Facebook. Now, Organic reach on pages is almost nothing now. Think of your page as your storefront and groups as the coffee shop where you actually sit down and you meet people and you talk to them and you win them over and they get to know who you are because you're continually showing up that way. And if your business serves a specific area, well, Facebook has a local targeting tool that is completely unmatched. And look, we're not going to talk about Facebook lead ads or meta ads here, but they still work incredibly well. That's because their algorithm is pretty amazing. Now, no other platform, hands down, touches Facebook when it comes to community. Not LinkedIn, not X, not School, nothing. And I mean, remember how I mentioned it was the third most visited website in the world? That matters and counts. This is where people are. Third most visited? That's a lot of people. So no other platform does community at this scale with this level of engagement, hands down. So bottom line, Facebook's a community platform. Treat it like one. Now, let's talk about Instagram. Instagram has become a visual first discovery engine. A little bit of a change recently because of what's happening on TikTok, and you've got a lot of people from the United States shifting over, closing down TikTok, and saying, hey, you know what? I think I'm done with TikTok. I'm going to move over to Instagram. So it's creating a new opportunity there. I want you to watch for that. But for the purpose of today, for where it's at right now specifically, I want you to remember this started as a photo app, right? And it pivoted hard into video with Reels and now lives somewhere in between. And you really don't know where because you look at Instagram and it'll reward you with pictures, it'll reward you with Reels, it'll reward you with stories. It really encompasses so much here. But here's what you need to understand about how Instagram actually works. Reels are your megaphone. Stories are your living room. Who's on Instagram? Well, again, broad age, 18 to 50. But the most active users are 25 to 44. That's a smaller group than Facebook. And these are people who care about aesthetics, lifestyle, and personal brand. They're scrolling with intent. They're looking for inspiration, entertainment, or something they can share with their friends in a DM. So here's how you use HPs. Reels are how new people find you. Keep them short, hook-driven, focused on a single idea. You don't need cinematic production, right? You need a strong opening line and something worth watching for 15 to 60 seconds. Carousels are your teaching tool. If you want to go deep on a topic, carousels are where education lives on Instagram. People save carousels at a higher rate than almost any other content type. And saves tells the algorithm that your content has value. Stories are where your relationships live. Use them daily. Think of stories like these little short nurtures along the way. It's like, oh, here I am. Oh, here I am. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm thinking. Like, that's how you think of stories. So you use them daily. And you kind of show behind the scenes moments as well. Share quick thoughts. Like I said, you even run polls or put a link to your podcast or put a link to your listings because they allow for links there, right? And just be human. So bring everything together there. Stories are where followers become fans because they feel like they actually know you and they're following you. And then there's DMs. Instagram's DM culture is probably the strongest out of all the social outlets. People are comfortable having real conversations. They're full on like text. And it can get a little nutty. So when someone engages with your content, follow up on a DM. Not with a pitch, with a genuine conversation. That's where the business actually happens. That's where relationships are actually built. So bottom line, Instagram is a relationship building platform. It gives you discovery through reels and connections through stories and DMs. So no other platform blends those two things in one place. So here's what I want you to take away from this one. Stop copying and pasting the same posts everywhere. Start thinking about each platform actually rewarding you for showing up according to how each one wants you to show up. Now, I'm not saying don't post to Instagram Reels and have it share into Facebook Reels. I think that's a brilliant idea. I just want you to remember that Facebook, when you show up there, I need you to show up with intent into going to groups or building your own community. And Instagram is where you build these relationships and how you show up so people get to know you. Where you're going to cover the rest of your life and what you're doing and how you're showing up, right? Think of it that way. Now, over the next 2 days, because this is part 1 of 3, I'm going to be sharing the rest of the platforms that I think are important. So we're going to get into TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, and I've got a surprise for you. You may know what it is, but I'm not going to tell you. So to the next day, and then to the following day after that. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. DM me on Instagram. I'm getting a little faster. I'm getting a little better. But you tell me, out of these two, which one do you gravitate to the most? Instagram or Facebook? And how are you using these? I want you to tell me in the comments below. Tell me, Tristan, I'm using Facebook like this. Tristan, I'm using Instagram like this. But whatever it is, I don't think there's a wrong answer. I just think there's a more optimized one. So pay attention to everything that's happening. I'm here to help you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have an awesome day.